I'm Victoria Barnard, and I am from Kansas City, Missouri. And I came to be an angel investor. Actually, I co-founded an angel investing group in 2008. That has been my first experience as an angel investor. And I did it because I was part of a women's business organization. And what we realized were that women entrepreneurs and women angel investors were underrepresented in both groups, and we decided we were going to do something about that. So we founded the Women's Capital Connection in 2008. We currently have 45 members. As a group, we've made 20 investments. One has exited in what turned out to be an IPO, and one has gone bankrupt. And the other, we are patiently wait as they grow along their way. I continue to be very dedicated to making the class of angel investment available to more women. And what really attracted me about the Rising Tide Fund was it gave women all over the country the ability to get experience with angel investing at a really relatively low cost of $10,000, so a low cost of entry with education and best practices for generating returns that are above average. And I just thought that was very attractive. The idea of involving more women in angel investing is really an important value that I have.
What do you enjoy most about investing in companies?
Well, I enjoy several things. One is that in some ways I view it as one of my ways to give back to the community, right? So no matter where it is in the country, if it's a local company or one somewhere else, small companies create jobs and they grow, and that creates economic development. And when we have a good economic system, either locally or in the country, things are good for us. And so those companies, those small companies, need access to capital, and angels are some of the first steps in that system, in the long path to getting to a large company. Angels play an important role, so I enjoy that. It's partly, my way of giving back. I enjoy the problems that companies solve problems that society needs solved. And I enjoy being a part of that. And I also enjoy the women and men I've met in the angel world. They're really interesting people. So the number one thing I look at in a company is, can it exit? It's the angel equivalent of beginning with the end in mind. And so I look at whether or not it can scale and has the ability to find a buyer, so to speak, and whether or not the entrepreneur has thought about that. That piece of advice of looking at the exit has changed the way that I invest, and that's partly because the act of exiting requires a different strategy and different plan and different tactics on the part of the entrepreneur. It changes the focus of where their scarce capital gets invested, and it changes their networking. And so it has changed how I evaluate companies and how I evaluate entrepreneurs. So that would be my number one piece of advice, and it's the number one thing I look for. With the angel, focusing on exiting is one of the pieces of value they bring, because it's a unique perspective that they can bring consistently, and that's important. But beyond that, I spent 30 years at Hallmark Cards. I have a deep background in the consumer discretionary space, and so for our businesses that are in that space in particular, and I have 2 investments in that space, I have a tremendous amount of involvement with them. With one of the companies, I just facilitated their strategic planning process, and they made some decisions about where to focus their future investment in the company. And so there are many ways that individuals can add value. And the thing I think you want to do is look for where your particular value add is and match that with companies that need that.